Welcome everybody to the unofficial LJL English stream. I'm your host and streamer, Alex Vagueman Noman, and today, here at the caster's desk with me, is my friend and resident Bronzy, Count Darth. How are you?
Wow, throwing me under the bus at minute 1. Alright, let's go.
It's sub-minute 1. We're going in even faster. Today we've got Unsold Stuff Gaming versus Rascal Jester. Jester? Both of these teams are relatively mid-tier when compared to the other teams in the standings, looking at Spring Split as a reference. Won't quite see... Probably won't see some crazy shit today. It's really sad that none of these players actually have any information on them at Gamepedia. Like, I tried to go look something up, it's just like, yes, literally half of these players do not even have a page on Gamepedia. They don't even have, like, and most of the ones that do have a page on Gamepedia is just like, they play for this team. It's like, oh yes, thank you. I didn't realize that they played for that team. Yes, they play for this team. Ah, thanks.
Yeah, so most, if not all, the knowledge we're gonna be able to get about these players is gonna have to be accumulated as we watch the games.
Kind of want to know who, like, yeah.
Yeah.
What is life?
I will say, on the side of Unsold Stuff, Neo and Remind are Korean imports, and Rascal Jester have Wyvern and Lavi.
Nice, a Korean mid. That's pretty good.
None of these are... Neither of them seem to have their own pages on the Gamepedia either, so...
We get to see more Thresh coming out. Lots of supports in Japan seem to be just going for the Thresh. This is a meta that favors him, so...
And we also have the Tahm Kench pickup, looking to avoid the picks, keep their ADC safe.
Pretty safe. Also, as a reminder, we're playing on 7.10, so this VOD is going to be out a little bit late compared to the patch. But just so that we remember that Kennen is still a thing that exists. Triple Doran's Ring is what top laners do.
I still do that shit, goddammit.
That's so annoying. Alright. Strong pick and poke from Unsold Stuff Gaming. They'll be able to go for a pretty solid all-in once they hit level 6, and until then they still have fairly strong skirmishing. Evelynn actually comes out. That's sort of like the first odd pick we've seen all split for Japan. So, not exactly sure how the Evelynn is supposed to play into this, because usually when we see Evelynn it's when her numbers are overpowered, because high elo players, particularly challengers and most definitely LCS players, should be able to like know where Evelynn is at most times just from gleaning some basic information from the map. Like, oh, he started on this camp, so he's probably going to go and prioritize this lane. But at a certain point, that becomes like unstable, and you'd have to like ward specific camps, because warding your lane does nothing except stopping the enemy mid laner from coming down as easily. And also, if you want to go into the enemy jungle to try and make some plays, that's when jungle wards start becoming useful again, because there are other champions besides just Evelynn that are going to be walking around. But in the early game, Evelynn is really just like the biggest problem for warding, where you'd be afraid of the Evelynn. You wouldn't really be afraid of the level 3 gank from mid lane.
Right. Evelynn pick does completely change how you have to ward, so we'll have to see how well Rascal Jester is able to play to that.
Picking up Ashe over here on the side of Rascal Jester. They will be able to use Ashe's temporary vision to her hawkshot to scout out camps that Evelynn hasn't been to yet, and they'll be able to sometimes be able to even like find out where the Evelynn is. So it's a decent pickup, and it's going to be more useful here than it is going to be other places.
Also works well with the Tahm Kench. It's a pretty safe lane they have themselves, bot lane.
Yep. Thing is, though, is that this lane's not going to have a lot of sustain. Then again, neither is going to be USG. They both probably may be picking up a Blade of the Rune King, so that's going to keep them alive in lane. But until then, I would imagine that USG have pressure in lane over Rascal Jester's bottom lane. Get to see Galio come out by Rascal Jester and a Kled covered by Unsold Stuff Gaming. I would agree with that.
Well,
Okay.
the Jarvan was banned out, which is a fairly decent matchup against
Wow.
Galio as an aggressive top laner. So maybe this is their backup.
Alright, so this comp out of Unsold Stuff Gaming is completely contrasted by Rascal Jester's comp so far. Aurelion Sol to round out the mid lane. Alright, let's take a look here for a small second. Unsold Stuff Gaming have a lot of pick and engage. Meanwhile, Rascal Jester is all about protecting and disengage.
And I also want to highlight the Aurelion Sol Galio combo.
Oh yeah.
The roams that I want to see coming out from these two are going to be insane.
We also have Tahm Kench, so like at a moment's notice, you can have actually 4/5 of your team at any location at any given point in time. And the roam potential from Aurelion Sol is going to be able to combat possibly Evelyn's invisibility roams.
Why have to predict where she's going to be when you can just pile onto her when she shows up?
I want to see some of these coaches kiss when they go to shake hands. I want to see like a cute little peck on the lips.
Who was the one that gave the other a piggyback ride?
I don't remember.
I think that was someplace in EU.
So here we see Appaman in the top lane for Unsold Stuff Gaming, Neo on Evelynn in the jungle, Remind on Syndra in mid lane, Heretti on Varus as the AD carry, and Enti as Thresh in support. Meanwhile, on the side of Jester Rascals, we have Atiamomo as Galio top, Wyvern as Lee Sin in the jungle, Lavi as Aurelion Sol in mid lane, Noah as Ashe in AD carry, and who's the support?
Fate.
Fate
No.
as what? Not Fate. Oh, we'll see it again. And
I
we
had the
see
wrong tab open.
we see Yuki as Tahm Kench on support. Alright. Looking out, both teams flare out into a 5-star or 5-point defense. Trying to make sure that there's no silly stuff going on here.
Early on, it's going to be really, really important for Rascal Jesters to at least get an idea of where the Evelyn's going to be.
Yep.
What her pathing is and what lane she's going to want to look at.
But as soon as they have information, they're going to be able to shove something really hard with how much map mobility this team has.
I would actually hope for some more deep vision, but it doesn't look like they're changing anything from the 5-star lines of scrimmage.
Important thing to note that Neo and Wyvern are both dancing at around the same spot. Problem is, Neo knows where Wyvern is, whereas Wyvern only has a faint idea that there is most likely an Evelynn here. Wow. Didn't realize that people really liked USG that much. Now
Probably
we know.
because their logo looks like CLG's.
People probably don't take Rascal Jester seriously because they're always just joking around. Because they're jesters.
So, Raptor start is pretty standard for Evelynn. She does those really easily. Wonder if she's going to want to look for something early bot lane, because Evelynn can do a pretty cheeky same side level 3 start if they nab Scuttle and leech a minion.
Probably not. What Evelynn's will sometimes do for a full HP clear into top lane is they will go red buff for the strong leash from bottom. Oh, engage in by bottom lane. Stun's actually able to come out. Lots of damage out by Lavi for onto Remind. So as I was saying, like, Evelynns can do a full HP gank towards top lane by starting bottom side buff into Raptors, into the other buff, into top lane. That way you'll have all of your buffs and also still be full HP. Because Evelynns will kite out camps and sometimes not even fully commit to them to actually get... Wait. Does Neo have the damage to actually do this? A couple more autos will... So that start onto Raptor camp actually is going to set him back. He's going to have to back with the buff on top of him, which isn't really something you want to do.
And that also means that early game presence from Evelynn just got severely hindered.
Unless, of course, Rascal Jester are going to be mind games. It's just like, oh, maybe he did the smart thing, and maybe he's still on the map. No, he actually just did the greedy option, and maybe still has presence on the map.
But what if Unsold Stuff knew that Rascal Jesters knew that they would do that?
Judging by the standings of Spring Split and the popular vote, I don't think so. Wyvern is hovering around the top side and is going to go and check out Neo's blue side jungle, but decides not to go in. I'd like to point out that we've got Cleanse from Remind in order to try and stay away from a lot of the CC that Rascal Jester have, instead of actually trying to kill. Lavi is looking for a roam top lane, but as the Mia ping comes out from Remind, he's going to be dissuaded back in here, as I see Opperman back off very slightly and telegraph that it's like, hey, I know something's up.
Still pretty conservative vision from Rascal Jester.
You're right.
And I don't think we've seen a Hawk Shot come out yet.
Probably figured that since they're being shoved under tower, they're not actually at risk for any ganks. Oh, good hook comes out, but another Devour from Yuki to keep him safe.
Yeah, I don't see Thresh making a whole lot happen this lane. So Tahm Kench is going to be able to keep Ashe pretty safe unless they start... Unless level 6 happens and they start doubling up on CC. Of course, the counter to Tahm Kench is typically to just kill the Tahm Kench.
Yep, and early on, because he's in the support position, he's not going to be as tanky as some other champions that you would expect to be building tank. Even then, like, supports will usually build some utility or support items that aren't as tanky. But now with the itemization changes, he has that as an option now. Top laner and mid laner both recall at the same time, leaving up pressure there. Whereas Neo is going to go into Rascal Jester's jungle, seeing that the bottom lane has pressure, maybe trying to find a Gromp or a low health Lee Sin, but you won't usually see a low health Lee Sin ever, will you? Wyvern spots out Neo and tries to go in for a little fight, but Neo's a little bit too fast, too far. Lavi's pushing up really aggressively against Neo, even though he doesn't know where he is. Has to use the ultimate and Q defensively. Pretty sure he could have saved a couple of cooldowns if he, if Rascal Jester just communicated as like, hey, there's an Evelynn in the bottom side jungle. Maybe that's why Levi walked towards the bottom side jungle, because he knew Evelynn was going to be there and wanted to collapse on him with Wyvern. But as the timing turns out, it's just like, oh no, actually, I'm just going to have to burn cooldowns so that I don't die here.
Vision Plan's going to spot her out. Going to be collapsed on by Galio, forced to flash.
Good flash taunt.
Comes out.
Here's Kled's ultimate coming in. Oh, can't cancel that now. Now he's got to go and run away as fast as possible. Support coming in from Remind.
Maybe Peel.
He's got a lot less movement speed now. He has to flash out so that he can stay alive. Star Stun comes out. He's not actually able to kill him. Ultimate comes out of Remind, but the ultimate comes out of Galio to protect him for the damage reduction.
Nice.
And for all of those cooldowns that were dropped, only one person died. Lee Sin kick from
yet.
Remind. Flash comes out to keep him alive.
Bit of a delayed star, it looked like. Wonder if Lavi was actually expecting that from his own jungler.
Don't think he was. I think it was like split-second decision-making by Wyvern. It's just like, oh, I literally just hit level 6 off of the minion wave. I'm going to go in immediately before the enemy team can realize that I'm level 6.
Yeah, appreciate the gusto.
Meanwhile, Lavi's just like, oh, wait, fuck. So how many flashes were burned? So we got Opperman's flash and ultimate, Neo's flash, Remine's flash, Atiomo's flash.
6 flashes across the board, it looks
Literally everybody blew flash there and only one person died. Well, when you use flash to attack, you also have to expect the enemy to use flash to protect. Neo hovering on bottom side, using his, or planning on using his ultimate to try and make a play down here, along with the strong pick potential from the level 6 Varus. Meanwhile, Lavi is roaming down here, seeing that they might be looking for an Evelynn dive, trying to protect them.
Lavi's actually going in on the arrow whip.
Arrow. Tahm Kench coming in.
Flash
Flash is burned, but he now gets flayed under the tower. Has to flash back out. What the fuck, Japan?
An odd series of events.
They actually just keep using flashes, like, in the weirdest ways possible. They're so aggro. Neo recognizing that the blue is probably going to be up. Gonna go after it, but can't check the bush safely. So he goes and actually gets himself spotted out by the pink ward here that he doesn't know that Rascal Jester have.
He does have backup here, so this is going to be pretty safe. I think that's the second blue he's actually stolen from Wyvern. Meanwhile, Action top lane.
Well, he didn't get the first blue buff. Did he? No. I don't think so. Yeah, because I remember specifically Wyvern had double buffs when he went towards the topside jungle, so he didn't actually steal it. Gold lead for just laning phase seems to be fairly even. 200 in favor of Unsold Stuff Gaming.
Mine does have a 20 CS lead on Lavi, probably due to
Roams,
how much he's been around the place.
Just gotta be hoping that the pressure that you make is worth more than the CS miss. Walking into Unsold Stuff Gaming's jungle with the support to make sure that he doesn't get caught out by any wandering mid laners or invisible Evelynns.
And bot lane's been pretty consistently pushed up. Neo hasn't really had an opportunity to make something happen there.
Might be seeing a dive in mid lane on the T recall. If the minion wave just wasn't collapsed on then, or wasn't instantly deleted, then they might have been looking for something there. They're able to spot out Neo. Neo has no idea that they actually had wards along the Raptor side. So now they know that Evelynn is likely going to be bottom side. Opperman roaming towards the mid lane. Maybe going to take Raptor camp, but sees that they're not there. Walks back top lane. Alright, so look here at what Unsold Stuff Gaming actually did. They kept shoving the lane, like 100%, shoving. Evelynn's not here, so we keep shoving. Alright, Evelynn's here, let the wave bounce back out. So now, Unsold Stuff Gaming have to realize that something's up. Get engaged in by Lavi. Exhaust drops out onto Enti, and they're able to pick up a kill. Put that kill onto Wyvern. Pretty sure that was a telegraphed play by Unsold Stuff Gaming to actually just let the wave bounce back into them so that Neo will have an opportunity to gank well. But here comes a reaction by Unsold Stuff Gaming. Not actually able to land any CC or pick off any targets.
Yeah, and the arrow into the Star Stun makes these for pretty easy roams on Lavi's part.
I'm gonna have to like actually remember what some of these characters' abilities are. Rascal Jester pinged out the dragon but decided not to go for it. Everybody just returns back to the lane like nothing ever happened. Meanwhile, gold lead is still the same as it was before. Nothing's really happening. Probably gonna be waiting. Oh! Very close by Remind.
We are 2 kills at 13 minutes. This is actually a bit calmer than I was expecting.
All in from Appamen to go into Achimomo. Drops a ton for the damage reduction. Really? Flash out by Appamen, trying to recognizing that he might actually be able to kill him, or maybe the jungler's around here. Considering it is an Evelynn, probably better safe than sorry. But
Enti might have been caught out warding.
Flash by Enti, realizing that going to the Tribush would have actually taken way too long. Lavi roaming down bottom, trying to find somebody, but there's this. Oh, well, it's just down there to check. Dive out by Appamen onto Achimomo. CC comes out. Shield. Way too ambitious by Appamen.
Unfortunate, you just can't dive a Galio like that. Even when you do have a lot of damage, it's this chain CC that he can throw onto you just completely invalidates it. Damage that you can't get out isn't damage.
He thought he was going to be able to get the damage out onto him and be able to reset the tower aggro using Skarl's invulnerability, or Kledd's invulnerability while jumping off of Skarl, but actually just misplays it, and Achimomo plays it well to layer the CC after he gets thrown off of it, so that he will stay under tower and be able to get a bunch of damage out onto him. See triple Doran's Iceborne Gauntlet by Achimomo. Those trades will be likely looking in his favor. He is now 2-0-0. Where did he get the first kill? Somewhere else.
In that skirmish in the topside river. Pretty sure he was the one that killed Evelynn.
Okay.
Yeah, as I was saying, like, for all the pressure that Evelynn can exert,
Hasn't exactly been doing that.
I feel like most of what we've seen from Neo has just been walking around looking for something, but unable to actually find an opportunity.
While there is an argument to be made that spells are only exert pressure, like things only exert pressure if you actually use them. Sometimes holding a vital cooldown, like your jungler, can actually put out more pressure than actually using it will put out. Like Lee Sin walking up instead of using Q, or a Thresh just walking up, and you expect them to juke. They spend so much time juking that they actually just make it easier for them to get ganked on. So maybe that same thing is happening with Neo.
It's true, but I feel in this instance, RJ's actually been doing a pretty decent job of warding and spotting out the Evelynn where it matters, and so RJ just haven't had to feel scared of the Evelynn.
True. I have heard some people say like it was amazing when he was, I think, on TSM, where even though he like doesn't have these stellar ganks that like maybe Svenskeren would have had, it was still it's like, oh, Amazing doesn't do anything. Reddit's just like, oh, Amazing doesn't do anything. He just walks around and he doesn't gank for anybody. But then, like, when you interview some of the people that like have to play against Amazing, they're just like, holy fuck, I wish my jungler was Amazing. It's like, he doesn't gank you though. It's like, yeah, but he's got so much pressure. I have to be scared of Amazing all the time. It's like, oh, alright. Alright, so continued laning here. What tower do you think will we see drop first? Would it be the top side because Appamen has kill pressure on his own laner? Or do you think that's neutralized by the fact that Achimomo can just keep him away from tower or kill him under his own tower? The wave clear from Remind, or the volatility of bottom lane?
Well, mid tower is at, I believe, around half health. So I'm still waiting for the big Galio, Aurelion Soul.
Wyvern's gonna go in onto Neo, able to knock him into Achimomo, and they're able to collapse on him.
ambitious warding pretty much just led to a free kill.
Lavi roaming back down towards bottom lane. Tahm Kench comes in with a good roam.
They actually have a teleport coming in from Galio. They're going to be in ult range.
Oh, well.
Can't use it, though.
Yep. And because
That's
Lavi
what I
keeps abandoning mid.
That was the kind of play that I've been waiting for, the big gangbang bot lane. But Thresh keeps his ADC safe and they peel back. So does burn half a
fuck is that ultimate, Levi?
So it does burn half a teleport cooldown on Atiamomo, so Oppaman will have advantage there.
Pressure's in favor of Unsold Stuff Gaming. They've got pressure in the mid lane, meaning that Lavi is on a clock. He can't actually wait. All in from
Flash
Unsold
hook
Stuff
barely
Gaming.
misses.
Wyvern's gonna look for maybe a play here, or to just defend his damaged mid laner. Wow, that was actually really close. Good cleanse up a remind to stay alive there. If he got hit with a couple more stars, he might have been in actual trouble.
Now the issue is that RJ do need to have some resources mid lane because the tower is so close to falling. Unless they want to just give it up for something elsewhere, Aurelion Sol can't really afford to be roaming all that much now.
Yep. And maybe that's some of the pressure that's coming out of Neo here, is just that when Lavi is in lane, he's got to be scared, and now, like, if he dies here in mid lane or even leaves it one more time, then it's just gone. Jungler could come by and smack it down, mid laner could just stay mid and drop that. So, really just USG putting the pressure on RJ. Wyvern's looking for vicious fight down towards Enti, but nothing comes of that. Mid laner and Neo looking here. Lavi comes to roam in. Engage onto Neo. Now there should be another free kill. Ash Arrow whiffs completely. Lantern comes out and saves him. God bless.
Now, I'm not like super versed in Evelynn with how little we see her and how little she's played in general. But I feel like for how upfront Neo's been playing this, he dies way too quickly to make things happen.
I think we're seeing why Evelynn isn't really picked in professional play a lot, is that teams are actually able to counteract some of Evelynn's strengths with smart warding and knowledge of the map positioning. Whoever's keeping track of Evelynn is doing a really good job of letting his team know that, hey, Evelynn's probably going to be around here, and Evelynn just really hasn't had any opportunities. It's not really that Neo is misplaying all that much. I mean, like, Neo's misplaying enough to die, yeah. But I think it's just RJ preventing there from being a problem, or like preventing Evelynn from being a problem.
Yeah, it looks like Lavi's hovering around bot looking for another opportunity.
Problem is, mid tower's gone now. Except minions have to come up, so no, actually. Lol. Wyvern has red buff, and now is recognizing that Unsold Stuff Gaming probably want to go towards mid lane, so what do? You kill the mid laner. Problem is
3v2 though, but
problem is there are more people mid lane than Royal Jester's thought, so they just have to defend it. Good in theory, but
everyone shows up and they just peel back.
Lavi's low on HP, or low on mana, and he has to stay mid lane because of the his back timer got disrupted. So he might have been... Oh, Ash Arrow comes out. Misses everything. Trying to look for another play. They're gonna go and try and give blue buff over to Lavi so that he can stay in lane and protect the tower. He actually can't leave. It doesn't matter even how much gold he has right now. He just has to stay mid. But the problem is, like, even picking up blue buff might be a problem. Yeah. Alright, he's got it now, so he might be able to come here quickly.
Tower's a breath away from dying.
Lantern under tower. He's able to steal that blue buff back here. Yuki goes in with the Abyssal Voyage, but gets caught out by the Chains of Corruption. He's probably going to be a dead Kench. And Rascal Jesters finally lose the pressure game.
Actually, good movement from USG. They know that Flabby goes to get the blue buff. They know where he'll have to be after that, and they just kind of position around it to where there's no escape from a dive.
Yep.
And then they get the tower and actually turn on to Baron.
Really? Wait.
I
JP
don't-
Baron, lol?
Not entirely sure about this, but they back off.
I thought they're strong enough. Death timers are still relatively low.
And they're actually chasing 3v5 here.
Wait, Appaman, stop. You need to get Skarl first. Now that they've got Skarl back, they feel like that they can go in for a little fight. Wyvern's able to go and kill out Neo with a
Dies
dragon
instantly.
kick. Knockup from the Galio's cataclysmic entrance. Whoopsie, fuck. Jesus.
Nah, that's with the Jarvan combo.
Oh yeah, Jarvan with Galio's ultimate. It's called cataclysmic entrance. Band name called it. You can't have it. So now, Rascal Jesters actually turn to the Baron instead, thinking that they're strong and tanky enough to be able to go in on this.
Did they just change dance partners? Though?
Yeah, they
You have a
did.
teleport coming in and engage from.
Astro drops onto Appaman. They're able to burn down Baron. Really early Baron call by Rascal Jesters. The top laner was very tanky, like compared to Appaman.
So
Able to tank
USG
that.
goes on to Baron, they realize they can't do it, get burned down. Neo gets killed in the aftermath chase, and then because the jungler's down, RJ just say, hey, now we can do this. And there's not a swift enough response on the side of USG.
Hold up, there's probably going to be another fight towards top lane while Appaman tries and takes a tower for his troubles. He gets engaged on by Wyvern, but not enough damage, not enough positioning out from Atumomo to be able to do it. Yanked by Mom. Yuki's caught out. Not. It's just going to die for free. Cool.
Yeah, USG does have a fair amount of picks, so you can't really be as forward as you might want to with your positioning unless you have good vision.
Rascal Jester have a bit of a proactive team comp rather than and like proactive in that it's like, oh, they want to go and make a play to try and get these kills, but problem is that if they ever get caught out, then their map pressure is lost. Bum 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 bada bum bum. Bum 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 bada bum bum.
And we can't do it when we say it.
Yes, we can. Says who?
It's cheating.
No.
We're gonna have another Infernal Drake coming up in about 40
Oh
seconds.
God. I feel like Unsold Stuff Gaming have enough wards out on the map that they'll be able to make something out of this.
Opperman does still have TP on cooldown though. So unless they start rotating him to the team, the numbers advantage should be on RJ's side. Looking to make a play mid lane.
Asher drops
Arrow
out on
lands,
to
it
Remind.
comes out.
Grand Entrance comes in, able to knock a couple people up. Enti gets dropped, but then Wyvern drops because of Syndra's ultimate. And now RJ are able to take their first tower of the game. And now they might actually be able to get the inside line towards Dragon. Oh, this is an air dragon. This isn't an Infernal. You lied to me.
Oh, well. They don't change the icon, not my fault.
Wow.
The icon's Infernal Dragon when it's in the top left corner.
Japan or what is it? Japan production lol. Well, now the map pressure from Rascal Jesters is going to be all that more powerful now that they've got Air Dragon to help them move around the map.
Did trade a kill there, but pretty worth in the end.
Yeah. Losing one kill for a tower, it's pretty good. I forgot Rascal Jesters still have Baron.
Yeah, that's gonna run out fairly soon. I feel like they didn't do much with it that they couldn't have done without it, but it's not exactly something they don't want to have anyway, so. USG seem to still be setting up vision around Bottom, not much to fight for here unless they want to try and force the tower down bot. I'm also sad that no one went for Rift Herald this game.
Bye-bye. Around here, what is Rascal Jester is going to be doing with all of these pink wards in River? I mean, they already have the Baron. Wouldn't those pink wards be better used somewhere else? Maybe, I don't know. I don't actually know.
Might help if they're looking to open up top tower.
I suppose. Looking back, checking at the CS differences, in the top lane, CF is very relatively even. In the jungle, 10 down for Neo. In the mid lane, about 60 down for Lavi, so it's in favor of Remind by about 60 CS. That's a lot of gold. 80 carry position, about 40 in favor of Heredi, and in supports don't matter. Kick out comes by the entry. Able to burn out Lavi, looking for the ignite, not actually able to kill him. Very close to burning that. Just a single auto attack from either of them probably would have dealt it for them. Momo recognizes that they're probably going to be taking bottom tower, so he comes down to try and react with them. But RJ is going to be able to get top tower for the troubles.
Again, you can't just face check against this team.
It's really dangerous to be able to do that. Actually surprised.
But USG also recognize that they do have a lot of pink wards out and have been working very hard to try and deny Vision where they can to make these picks.
I'd like to check out or point out the trinket difference in both of these teams. One team is trying to spec into Vision Denial a lot more so that they can go for the advantageous roams. Meanwhile, Unsold Stuff Gaming is putting down proactive blue trinket wards so that they know that before they show up there, that it's a safe path to take. Do you think Unsold Stuff Gaming, like, we have yet to see a full 5-on-5 team fight, don't we? Like, they sort of had a semi-fight around the Baron fight, but that really didn't amount to much. Enti misses his hook. Now they're just going to be able to get aggressive wards and Vision Denial here up in top lane.
I feel like USG just don't want to have the 5v5 team fight.
They are going to be a lot stronger in skirmishes, that's true.
And Galio, Ashe, and Erlen Solar.
Wyvern goes in all the way onto the Remind. Is able to get dropped. Grand Entrance comes out onto Lavi to keep him from dropping.
Not sure where Lavi's ult was going.
Wait, did he ult in the wrong direction completely?
He ulted nothing.
Oh. I see.
And I might have to replay of that to see what he was going for.
Sloppy play by Unsold Stuff Gaming, whereas good play by Wyvern to get that all in. Appaman's able to get the bottom tower, tier 2 tower, as Momo is unable to defend it adequately.
RJ actually going on to the Baron now. Might be trying to force something. Galio's ult and teleport are down.
Then again, Appaman is tangling with him and he can't really TP in while Galio is still there. Redemption comes out, heals significantly. Both teams attempted steal by Neo, not actually able to secure it. Now they're looking for a fight. Heredi gets dropped super low, is gonna get gunned down by Wyvern. Oh, the flash plays by Enti!
Wyvern flexes to kill Heredi.
Now RJ is going to be able to at least get an inhibitor tower, but because most of the wave clear out by Unsold Stuff Gaming is going to be down, they might actually be able to get a tier 2 tower. What are the death timers? 20 seconds?
Wait a second. This should be an inhibitor at the very least. They are being flanked by Syndra, but there's not much she can do against all 4 members.
Okay.
In fact, she's just going to get killed out by Wyvern.
Wyvern's actually a monster right now. He's 7-1-3 with a full damage Lee Sin build. Not really. Oh, wait, no. Guardian Angel isn't a tank item yet. Forgot. When did the Guardian Angel changes come out again? Was it on this patch?
It should be a BF sword item now.
Okay. So yeah, really you can't just like as much as Rascal Jester can't face check Unsold Stuff Gaming, I think the same is true of Unsold Stuff Gaming into Rascal Jester just because of how strong Lee Sin is, especially with the grand entrance by Achimomo.
Well, with USG, it's the you're worried about the pick. With RJ, you're worried about the collapse. This is a very mobile team, Ash accepted, and even she can be carried along by her support. So pretty much, there's no point, like, unless you know all the cooldowns are down, there's no point at which a skirmish can't turn into a team fight in favor of RJ.
RJ is able to get a lot of gold pressure now that we've seen the very narrow gold lead grow into a really large one, or nearly 5,000 gold in favor of Rascal Jesters. And when they were playing on their back foot for most of this game, now they've got the forward positioning here to actually make some plays. We might see our first 4-on-5 team fight while Achimomo is pushing in the top lane. He has teleport in case something happens down here, but fairly harrowing. Unsold Stuff Gaming have to go and recognize that the Galio with Iceborne Gauntlet is going to be able to be doing a significant amount of damage to this tower, and they'll be sending up Appaman to try and deal with him. Not
Just
before.
Punching that tower in the face.
Rock versus harder Rock. Who would win?
Well, apparently Galio's rock is harder.
Not as hard as I am.
That was 7.9 for the Guardian Angel change, by the way.
Thank you. Teleport comes in down towards the bottom side. Going to be able to force down this tower as well. Now, Unsold Stuff Gaming have to worry about 2 lanes. They might look to mount a defense here, but they spot out Evelynn just slightly. Pick comes out onto Achimomo, but that's not who you want to go and hook down. And now Enti is going to be burnt. Oh, double redemption coming out. Lavi is dead now.
This is a messy fight.
Jesus Christ. Remine's dead now. Everybody's dying in favor of Rascal Jester, and now they're going to probably be able to end the game off of this.
So slightly sloppy, RJ takes it anyway, and with the super minions coming down mid, that should be a win.
Rascal Jester's comp actually was just like a little bit way too tanky for Unsold Stuff Gaming. They didn't really have any damage to come out there.
That, and the fact that I do think that the Evelynn potential was more or less lost with how strong that RJ's vision control was, or at least in the right places where it was. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think this. I still don't think this is the time for Evelynn. Her time is not now. We can see her. And that's the problem.
Alright. Alright, okay. Pretty sure they probably could have picked a lot higher pressure jungler because Evelynn is like not that tanky here. Like Evelynn wants to go and spec into damage early and then turn into a tank later on, whereas Lee Sin is able to do whatever he wants at any point in the game, especially against an Evelynn because Lee Sin can just stay on top of Evelynn.
Well, when you're 7-1 and Lee Sin, you can build whatever you want.
Yeah, but like you look at how the game like started out, and it's because of Evelynn that Lee Sin has become such a monster.
It's true. In pretty much every engagement, Evelynn died almost instantly without being able to do much of anything. Evelynn doesn't want to be in these straight fights. She wants to be getting the flanks, getting those ults down. But it seemed like in every scrap, Neo was just forced to play the front line while not having any tools to actually survive being the front line.
I feel like it would have been a lot better for what is it? Rascal Jester. Not Rascal Jester. God fucking damn it. Unsold Stuff Gaming to just play like Rengar or something. Somebody who could actually be in these scrappy fights.
Rengar or Kha'Zix even.
Since we have seen them in this region, like it wouldn't be unheard of, but maybe that was just a special thing that we saw.
Maybe.